Punker Mike. Welcome to the weekly What the Fuck show. This is Aaron.
Hey, bro, what the fuck?
Hey, what the fuck, Aaron?
It's been a little over a week since we put one of these up, right?
Yeah, but we've had a lot go on in that week.
Yeah, we definitely have.
Haven't we?
So we'll start getting into some stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, people should subscribe to our shit, and then also check us out on Facebook. And when you do like stuff and share it, because then people know Punks for Progress exists.
Janowski.
And same thing with the tweeters and stuff, right? So
right.
If you see something you like on this stuff, thumbs it up, like it,
and
so
hey,
that it spreads out.
Kowinski Fiction always retweets our shit.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah.
And what's up to all of our now, I think, 53 subscribers. So what's up, y'all? Thank you.
Yeah, hey, what's up? And I plugged our adolescent show with a young lady at Joe's this afternoon. So maybe we'll get
another view out of that. Man, you really should
it.
Check that out. It's not just that it's a really good interview. It's like the video in it is really good. There's great music that he picked, and the videos and stuff for the bands and stuff that he picked are really, really cool. And it's a fun show, dude. It's really entertaining.
Yeah, it turned out really good.
Cool thing to watch. So do it. And then away from good stuff.
So what the fuck happened this week?
Okay,
well,
what's up with Twitterverse, basically, right, bro?
The Twitter. Well, it started out with Sally Yates. Sally Yates appeared before the Congress and testified in this Russian hearing. Dealy Bob they got going on, and she came right out and said, "Hey, I told him."
And who is Sally Yates exactly?
Sally Yates was the deputy district attorney under Obama, and when Trump came in, he fired everybody, and she took over. He let her stay. She took over as district attorney, and still fucking Sessions came in.
Right, as the sort of interim.
Right, exactly. And she warned them right off the start, hey, we've got intelligence that says Flynn's talked to the Russians, and we think that he's been compromised and can be blackmailed. And they said, nah, no fucking deal. No, don't worry about it. Ain't no thing. So she pretty much put... Well,
and then,
put, what's his name? Cruz.
Right,
she put Cruz in his place.
Way in his place.
Right. He tried to spout.
Yeah. Well, he tried to corner her into, do you know about the specifics of the law? And he has every right to do that. And she's like, no, I do.
Actually, I do know that.
But
did you know that after that was written, there was this that came right after it that said,
which literally, she used the words too, which trumps it being the newer, the more recent. It trumps, the prior precedents, and literally, dude, the next, within 30 seconds, there's video of the panel that for the committee that he said that he boned out big time. He just
tail between his legs.
Oh yeah,
he was before he had to start making more phone calls to Donald Trump.
But Trump had something to say to her, right? Via the Twitterverse.
I believe he did.
Well, I can't remember.
I can't remember exactly. I'd have to
tweeted out some stuff that was really could be construed as witness tampering or witness intimidation.
God,
It was a little over a week ago, so I can't remember exactly what it was he did. But he's.
I can find it. I'm going through his shit. 5, 6, 7. God, what did he tweet to her?
And the gist of it is like he just anything he doesn't like, he thinks I'm the president. I can just go, hey, look, don't do this or I'll and he's threatening people in the open, and then just thinking that he can get away with that because I'm the president.
Ask Sally Yates under oath if she knows how classified information got into the newspaper soon after she explained to White House counsel.
Right. So he's trying to imply that she's a leaker, right?
Exactly.
And that she's going to be under investigation. So he basically just threatened her and bribed her.
Sally Yates made the fake media extremely unhappy today. She said nothing but old news.
You know what this is all a sign of that we're going to get back to in today's weekly. What the fuck?
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Is a sign of him freaking the fuck out. That's what it is. And he's freaking the fuck out.
It's all he's doing. The Trump-Russian, this is the same day. This is all the same day, May 8th. The Trump-Russian collusion story is a total hoax. When will this taxpayer-funded charade end? Biggest story today between Clapper and Yates is on surveillance. Why doesn't the media report on this? Hashtag fake news. Yeah, he's freaking the fuck out.
So, what was it? He was
that
tweeting
was what,
while
Monday the 8th? Well, no, hang on. That was Monday the 8th. And then Tuesday, he comes out and fires Comey.
Right.
Comes out and just fires Comey. And everybody's like, what the fuck?
And then there was all the like them thinking out loud in public of their random kind of string of excuses as to why they did it. First it was because they're protecting Hillary, then it's because it
came and it was all the surrogates coming out and saying, well, it was to protect Hillary and because she and he thought that would be really good because the Democrats were pissed off at her because Comey had he had botched that, he should have and so forth and
then the only problem
I guess the problem was that he should not have said that he should not have scolded her, because when he came out and said, hey, we're not, no prosecutor would have any reason to bring her up on charges. However, what she did was wrong. She shouldn't have done this and blah, blah, blah. And they were saying that was wrong, that if you're not going to bring her up on charges, you shouldn't have scolded her. But, I mean, it all actually basically really looks like he wanted Comey out. He wanted Comey out. And he said, find me a reason to get him out. And he hit up Rosenstein, who's the deputy district attorney under fucking Sessions. And he said, oh, I don't know. Yeah, well, how about, how about this? This is about all I can find on the guy. And Trump was like, yep, fine, make it fucking work. And then why Sessions chimed in on this, because he's supposed to have recused himself from the Russia investigation. But then again, they said it wasn't about Russia. It was because of the way he botched the Hillary Clinton email scandal. So, I mean, it was just clearly, I mean, anybody and everybody can clearly see that what he's doing is he's eliminating he's eliminating the main dude that's prosecuting or that's looking into the investigation into his ties with Russia.
Right.
So, I mean, it's freaking clear. And then he's got Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who I didn't realize was the daughter. She's the fucking daughter of Huckabee. No idea. Yeah. Anyway, she comes out and says, yes, we want this investigation to be done as soon as possible. So they fired
And
Comey.
Why is she coming out and saying it? Because what?
Because Spicer was hiding in the bushes. Yeah, because he didn't want to fucking face it. Because the bottom line is, and then Trump comes out, what was it, this weekend, and went on NBC and talked to Lester Holt, I think that was the reporter's name, and said, no, I wanted to fire him from the beginning. And I says to myself, this whole Russian thing is made up, so I'm going to fire him. What the fuck kind of a surreal conversation was that he had? I'm like, dude, the man is seriously fucking losing it. Right. So he fires him on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, he meets with Kislyak and Lavrov.
And if this ain't a loaded basket full of surprises and
oh my God. And then it was like this whole slapping on the back and all happy, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, wow, they're all buddy and chummy. But man, when he met with Merkel, it wasn't like that. And he met with with the dude from Canada, it wasn't like that. And with all these other people, it hasn't been like that at all. But he meets with these guys. I want to say one's the foreign minister and one is the
ambassador.
Ambassador, that's the other. Kislyak's the ambassador, that's it.
Right, and the other guy is Lavrov is the what you just said.
The foreign minister, yeah.
Right.
But they actually came to meet with Tillerson. I wonder what that's about.
Right.
Hey, bro, what's up with them sanctions? Oh, we're working on it, man. We got this shit going on. We got to be kind of, we got to kind of keep it on the down low. So, hey, let's go talk to Trump. Hey, what's going on? Big party. What? Dude, seriously.
And so let's talk about the whole camera fiasco.
The whole camera
right?
fiasco.
So the cameras,
Well, I guess they wouldn't. They weren't allowing. They only allowed Russian news in Russian cameras. They didn't allow any of the American news media into the Oval Office when they had the meeting. Right. So all the pictures that you've seen in the media have come from Russian media. Is that what you want to talk about?
Yeah, but you kind of did, so there you go.
There you go. Well, was that it? Was that what we're saying? Okay.
Yeah, just to get people up to speed on that was kind of, there was issues around whether they weren't letting the U.S. press in, and then then these Russian guys can bring cameras in, and that's okay, and then it gets leaked out, right?
And then hang on now. After he meets up with the Russian dudes, guess who he has a little chit chat with?
Right.
The melting Henry Kissinger.
The same day.
Just
do not make no mistake that the two are not connected. I mean, there's no coincidence. With Kislyak and Lavrov and Tillerson and Henry Kissinger.
No way.
That's all completely connected. And I want to talk about this, and this is important because, Kissinger really is the universally accepted figure,
evilest dude in the world,
of New World Order. No, the New World Order, of Bilderberg, of all that stuff. If you have close association with Henry Kissinger, that is proof positive for anyone who's been following those circles for generations.
Didn't they give Hillary shit about hanging with him?
Of course they did. They freaked out because he said she was gloating that he had complimented her, and that was proof that she's New World Order. So all these people on the right, especially who understand the power that Bilderberg does yield, and that you think Trump is somehow going to bring that down, and he's somehow your defender against Bilderberg and the whole globalist agenda and all that stuff. Well, dude, he meets with Kislyak and Kissinger, and then he gets on air and he talks about how he has known and loved Kissinger for years. That's what he said to the United States press, sitting next to that melting. He looks like the dude. What is that video of Pizza Head guy? He's like a Pizza Head guy, and he's melting. Is it like one of the old '80s movies or whatever? But anyway,
he's all shrunk up in the chair, and as Bill Maher said, Trump is sitting there making vagina hands. And why is it every time he's sitting in that seat, he looks like he's sitting on the toilet?
Because he thinks he looks intelligent when he does it. He thinks he looks regal and intelligent when he does that with his hand. But he's an idiot. And so I want to one more time, and then we'll move on. I want to reiterate and stress how significant that is. Whether you believe in conspiracy theories or not, it doesn't matter. And so to the average leftist or liberal, they may not care. And think that it's all that surprising that it's all that surprising that he would meet with someone like that. For people on the left, we're like, duh, of course he's this big, huge capitalist sellout. Of course he would meet with Kissinger. But so if you're on the right wing, if you're a Doodle McNoodle, if you're listening to this, or this is the thing, Mike, all these right wing guys, they're all caught up in the New World Order, Illuminati, Bilderberg stuff, and they have a complete misunderstanding of all of it. And the fact that this dude, your guy, Donald Trump, okay, all you Pepe fucking morons, your guy was sucking Kissinger's dick, man. So wake up to it. He's not your friend. He is the elitist enemy. And if you don't know it by now, him meeting with Kissinger should be your freaking wake-up call.
Pepe,
it's just,
he belongs in the swamp.
Right. I'm totally done.
No, do you not feel you've been sold out? If you haven't, you're one of the 29%. I heard one survey that his approval rating was down to 29%. I think it's down. I don't think it's down that much. I think it's 36 or 35% at this point. But
it's still
it's ridiculously low for a first-term president, just outside of 100 days. Ridiculously low. But the bottom line is, it's being impeachment is being called for.
So let's get
Yeah,
okay,
let's
so that
right. Let's
so
get
look, so the whole Kislyak, Lavrov, Tillerson thing.
that was
That's got
Wednesday,
that's
Thursday.
so let me premise it. It's Wednesday, Thursday. It's got all this. It's you got to keep in
And
the
good
mix
call
in
too,
the
by the
soup
way, bro.
in this mix in the soup of all of it. It's like they have this weird scenario under which they're not letting U.S. press in, but the Russian guys get to bring a camera in, but it's under it, that. So that's just weird. I'm not saying I know what that's all about because I don't. It's just weird, and like I don't think you should ignore the fact that it's weird and out of procedural process and whatever. There's something that's the beginning of the smoke, right? That's the first thing that should sort of get your attention, I guess.
Right,
Then
that's the
it's
beginning of the white smoke.
right. Why is it all not just kind of out in the open? Why does only that side? And listen, I just want to get clear. I'm still not buying into this idea that the Russians stole the election and there's been a Russian coup on the United States. I'm not into that. This is all about really, really rich people doing shit. They're all doing shit, and we're not getting the full story, and we're just trying to make sense of it. So I'm not buying into this sort of the witch hunt, the sort of 21st century Red Scare stuff. I'm not into that right at all. That's not what this is about. But there's something going on, and it looks like, and the drums are fucking beating hard. Just like we talked with Tony on the Tony show, bro. We called it, bro. What we're seeing happen right now. So I'm going to let you kind of go with it and tell them about the Washington Post a little bit.
Well, yeah, and then today, which is Tuesday, we get wind that apparently the Washington Post published a story that that they had a little chit chat regarding national security and ISIS, and he kind of divulged some stuff that he probably shouldn't have been talking about. I mean, it looks like we probably got some intel from another country, and he pretty much gave that up without giving up basically the names or anything. But and then I guess what had happened is as they're having this, he's bragging. Basically, what he was doing, he was in the Oval Office bragging to these guys. Oh yeah, we got this and this and this. And
right. No. Let me just say, it's like he's a fucking kid who had the other cool kids were over, and he's like, hey guys, guess what I get to do every day? I get to have intelligence briefings, and they show us this cool stuff that we do. And guess what we're doing? Guess what? First, we're gonna go get Big Macs, and then we're gonna play on the slide outside, and then guess what they showed me in the briefing? And he's sharing goddamn national secrets.
Let me tell you, they had
fucking guys. Go ahead. I just wanted to point out how childish it was, how incredibly childish, and just what a stupid man this guy is. I don't think he understood what he was doing. So coming from a conspiracy theorist who's really, really into buying into conspiracy theories, that's me. I don't think Donald Trump knows what he's all caught up in. I don't think he has the first fucking clue. I think he's just stumbling through it, and people like Reince Priebus and fucking Kushner and Bannon and these kind of people, they just kind of and of course Mike Pence, I can't leave him out. They just kind of steer him and push him out and hope he doesn't fuck it up too much. You know what I mean? And so I think what he kind of did in leaking this stuff was like, I don't think that was anything methodical. I don't think that was anything planned out.
I think it was just him being braggadocious.
All of them went, holy shit, what did he do?
Exactly.
Even his own people are going, oh my God, you fucking moron.
Apparently his own people ran to the CIA and the FBI and to intelligence and said, hey, he just fucking spilled the beans, guys. So anyway, I got the story. The story here from CNN about basically, how it all broke down. This was the Kislyak thing. Where's this other one here? Oh, here's the story from the Post. Democracy dies in darkness. Trump revealed highly classified information to Russian foreign minister and ambassador. Yes. The information the president relayed had been provided by a U.S. partner. I think they said, I can't remember. I want to say Turkey, but I don't know if that's true. And then who did he have a meeting with today? Oh, yeah, Erdogan.
Yeah, Erdogan.
Yeah.
Yeah, Erdogan.
So basically,
and
Amy
talking about how
Goodman,
great things are, and
Amy
talking about how
Goodman had
wonderful it
this.
is, and
Oh yeah, and how great it is that he's stolen democracy now. Amy Goodman had this professor on today from Stanford that talked about the leaks and how basically and how it went down and how he was basically bragging to these guys and how his own staffers ran and had to cover it all up. And then he gets on the fucking Twitter machine, bro. Yeah. You wouldn't believe this. He gets on the fucking Twitter and tweets about it. Well, did we talk about him tweeting about Comey? Because he
no, we did. Yeah, we've I do want to get back at some point to that article about Kislyak, but yeah, he was tweeting Comey, threatening him and shit.
He was threatening Comey. Yeah, right. So we already know that he threatened Yates. That he came out and said, "Well, ask her under oath," and one of them motherfuckers did. You know that. One of those dudes, I can't remember which senator it was, said, "Okay, so by the way, I mean, totally like I'm with you, dude. I'm with you." Just totally like sucked it up. As president, I wanted to share with Russia, and he puts this in parentheses, at an openly scheduled White House meeting, which I have the absolute right to do, facts pertaining to terrorism and airline flight safety, humanitarian reasons. Plus, I want Russia to greatly step up their fight against ISIS and terrorism.
They're killing way more ISIS than the United States are. So what the fuck is he talking about?
And so, so that was his tweet regarding the Post story, because he's freaking out about that. Now, where was the tweet about?
I just gotta say about
bullshit,
that tweet.
bro.
That tweet is totally like, I am awesome, Mom. Look what I did. Oh, and I learned some new big words. I learned new big military words.
You didn't catch this one 4 days ago. As a very active president with lots of things happening, it is not possible for my surrogates to stand at podium with perfect accuracy. So now he's talking about getting rid of press briefings because Spicer.
He's saying he wants to have like quarterly,
because his guys can't
monthly.
keep up with his lies. His surrogates can't keep up with his fucking lies. That was after he went on the news with what's his name on NBC this weekend and said, no, I thought about firing him right from the beginning. When his surrogates are going, no, that's not what we talked about.
It's all this guy. He still has no idea.
Oh, here it is.
What it is to be a president. He has no idea everything that works. He thinks he could just He can legislate from his smartphone.
He wants to get rid of the Constitution. Here's the one that is really damaging to him, because it looks like this is witness intimidation, which he is like assuredly going to be brought up on well, hopefully impeached on. James Comey better hope that there are no quote unquote tapes of our conversations before he starts leaking to the press.
Right.
And then what was the...
Wow, so where do those tapes come from?
Tapes?
Unless he's Nixoning.
Tapes?
Is he Nixoning himself?
Well, hello, he just had Kissinger there. Right? He fires Comey and has Kissinger there. And then he talks about tapes. We know how much he loves freaking authoritarian dictators.
Right. We were telling you guys that last week, man, how he was Erdogan and Le Pen and freaking who else was he? Did we get it? We told you all them. Duterte, and who he just had over, right? Or no, it was Erdogan.
No, Erdogan came over today.
Duterte, he's just invited Duterte. He just told that murder scumbag to come and hang out.
Here we go. I've been asking Director Comey and others from the beginning of my administration to find the leakers in the intelligence community. ... What was that? 14 hours ago. That was today. He's still freaking the fuck out.
So listen, here's the thing. It's like it's not the same as Nixon. It's not. No. But what you're seeing is a lot of the symptoms of corruption manifest themselves similarly to the way it manifested itself under Nixon, right? And so so you have the firing of the person. You got Kissinger there. You got you got the
Poor
leakers and the
melting Henry
plumbers.
Kissinger.
Under Nixon, it was all about the plumbers, and what the plumbers they were about was stopping all the leaks because they couldn't stop people from telling the truth about all the fucking shit and the corruption that was going on in the Nixon administration. He did a pretty good job of it because however you felt about Nixon, dude, he was smart as fuck. That dude was smart, man, and he was so much more
racist.
like him and Trump are both equally sort of like vindictive. They're both sort of like equally vindictive and like they have a very long memory for those who they feel have slighted them. So Nixon and Trump are a lot like that in that way. Nixon was much more decisive in the things that he did, and he was able to keep the charade and all of this.
Nixon wasn't a man-child,
right? Nixon wasn't a child. He could think with an adult brain, and he also understood. He was a very adept politician, is what he was. Trump is not. He's not even. He has no clue what it means to be a politician. And I wouldn't think that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Nixon had ails.
Right. And so
Trump doesn't have ails anymore.
Well, right. Yeah, it's true. So it's just similar. And the reason that that's important is because it does look like the symptoms of we're going to have to go down the road toward impeachment. It is going to happen, right? Look, so what was just real quick, Mike.
I don't have a soundboard.
Just real quick, run us over just real quick, and then we'll talk some more. But just to clear up the conversation and get us moving along better, reiterate the daily timeline where it's he fires Comey, Kissinger.
Right. Okay.
So go ahead.
Sally Yates testifies Monday, and he gets fucking way stressed out, and so Tuesday morning he pops up and he fires Comey.
Right.
And he says because of Hillary. Wednesday he meets with Kislyak and Lavrov and Kissinger. Okay, and that's when he dishes out these national security secrets. Apparently, okay. So that was Thursday. I guess he flew out. He didn't go to Mar-a-Lago, but I think he went to Jersey this weekend to play golf. And I think he was playing golf on Mother's Day too. And then the story I think came out yesterday in the New York Post that said that he dished out these secrets.
Or it said it in the Washington Post. Washington Post or New York Post? It was Washington.
Washington Post.
So does the Washington Post article go into specifically what he may have leaked, or let's
You want me to check that out?
Yeah, I want to run through that and just kind of
where did that go?
Get people up to speed on what the Washington Post specifically is saying.
Okay.
Because the whole Twitterverse and the whole the media, they're all screaming impeachment now. Everybody, it's the impeachment call just got really, really loud based on what this Washington Post article said. So it doesn't mean we have the concrete proof that he's going to be and should be impeached, but people are saying yes, this is enough. We need to. The process should begin.
Let me bring it up here because I freaking lost it. Trump revealed highly classified information to Russian foreign minister and ambassador. President Trump revealed highly classified information to the Russian foreign minister and ambassador in a White House meeting last week, according to current and former U.S. officials who said Trump's disclosures jeopardized a critical source of intelligence in the Islamic State. The information the president relayed had been provided by a U.S. partner through an intelligence sharing arrangement considered so sensitive that details have been withheld from allies and tightly restricted even within the U.S. government, officials said. Yeah.
So I don't know if I can get... Okay.
Trump revealed more information to the Russian ambassador than we have shared with our own allies.
So they're not saying specifically what it was that got shared. They're just going, dude, it's gnarly shit that he shared, right?
Yes.
And yeah. And what who is being cited as the source of that again? Who's the Washington Post
government officials?
Government, and it plural.
Yes.
It says government officials. It doesn't name anyone by name.
Current and former U.S. officials. According to current and former U.S. officials.
So I think that what we're going to have to start talking about a lot on the Punks for Progress Weekly, the Punks for Progress Weekly What the Fuck report is President Pence. Well, it's not funny because that's what we're getting. That's what we're getting.
That's
what this means. That's what this means. This is one of the things that, like, man, I really, really dig my friends.
And we still have Jeff Sessions.
I really dig my friends from Refuse Fascism, and I march with them and I stand with them, and their call is to remove the Trump-Pence regime, and I've been happy to stand up for that right along with them. I've just never understood how they were going to get both of them out. So maybe the plan is one at a time, and I'll guarantee you, I know that the Refuse Fascism people will be equally charged against Mike Pence as they are against Donald Trump. But the point is, and I'll be standing with.
He's not crazy though. He's a fucking archaic dinosaur, but he's not crazy like Trump.
But he's much more meticulous, and his agenda is much more defined and over a much longer period of time. He's not new to this. He knows what he's doing. He knows every dog whistle to get these like evangelical fascist people behind him. They love him.
Look how bad Indiana is. Ask anybody from Indiana if they think he's any good.
They don't even. Oh my God!
They fucking hate him.
I was trying to think last night, man. I was spending a lot of time kind of dwelling on this. Is what's worse, a complete and utter buffoon who is just like the elephant in the tea shop, or the quiet, methodical, devious, intelligent, evil.
Right.
I think
riddle me this. Man. Do we get rid of his presidential decrees, his executive orders? Do those go bye-bye?
Well, no. It would have to be the next president. Pence. It would be up to Pence, and he ain't going to do that because Pence loves every single one of them.
Yeah, because they're sucking corporate dick.
So
they're sucking corporate dick. Every single one of those executive orders.
Yeah. And it's still going to be a while. And it's just, what a shit show, man.
ICE raids. They fucking pulled a fourth grader out of her school.
Yeah, I heard about that. What the fuck, dude?
Thought they were going after the bad hombres.
The evil fourth graders taking everybody's jobs while being lazy on welfare.
Well, they're gonna roll back so you can have child labor now. You know that. They're gonna roll that back. So.
Well, it's all the more reason to.
And did you hear? The other thing. They talked about
all the more reason to look into joining the IWW, bro. If they're gonna start child labor laws and stuff, that was the beginning of union organizing right there. That was the greatest, most powerful, and most impactful struggle that the union ever did, was getting kids out of the fucking workplace. And now we're actually that back. It's crazy.
They made a deal with ICE.
What?
Not to bother the businesses that hire the undocumented, because they need those undocumented to continue the businesses. So they're not going after the undocumented that work for these huge corporations. The farmers and so forth like that, they're not going after them.
So now they're just street squats. They're just fascist street squats. That's all they are. They're just racist fascist street squats. That's it.
They selectively just take whoever the fuck they want. I guess it comes down to if you have some type of criminal record, but I don't know what the deal was with this fourth grader.
I'll tell you what,
I just kind of
tinfoil hat time. Tinfoil hat time.
Jesus God.
ICE is going to start frickin' locking up straight up 100% Anglo white people they don't like either. ICE will become a mechanism to lock up demonstrators and protesters and activists.
I think they're going to probably have other means to do that as well, because now that Sessions has gone back on his nonviolent drug offenders to fill up his for-profit prisons, because he does own fucking stock in for-profit prisons. That's his way of locking up poor white people and middle-class.
So let me ask you this,
people.
and you may not even know the answer.
But you can't lock up too many middle-class white people, because they're the ones that are paying the fucking taxes. They keep the rich people rich and having to pay the taxes.
Yeah, but there's not that many middle-class white people, bro. There's not that many of them anymore. That's why they're all freaking out and becoming alt-right morons, because they're finally realizing that, like, there's a lot of fucked up shit going on, and they're too ignorant to understand why things are so fucked up and why they are personally being fucked.
I think that alt-right, and I think that fucking alt clan and these right-wing fascist assholes popped up when the black guy became the president.
Oh, right.
And if you look at statistics from the Southern Poverty Law Center, it shows the rise of hate groups since Obama became in office. Then with all the dog whistles from this campaign and this administration, it has emboldened them.
Right.
So now you have not only more of them, but now they're feeling emboldened. I think they were mostly always there. I don't think
they were. Of course they were. And Michael,
a whole lot.
I want to toot a little bit. I want some of our listeners to go back and listen to our show called Irreversible Damage that we did towards the end of season 1 of Punks for Progress.
Right.
And what I said in that show was one of two things was going to happen. If Trump won, they would feel emboldened and they would take to the streets and do violent shit in the streets. Hello.
Was that North Carolina?
Right.
Was that North Carolina
and
this
then
week?
The other,
where they were protesting against removing the fucking the slavery the slavery leaders of the Confederation, and they protested that with their fucking tiki torches. Wasn't that North Carolina? They did that this week.
Yeah. And then the other side of it that I said was, if he lost, they were going to go ape shit. And it would be really crazy chaos from the start. But if he won, it wouldn't be crazy chaos, right off the bat, that they would feel emboldened and that they were going to start taking to the streets and gloating and start working on oppressing people. And I was right, man. And I'm not saying that because, look at me, I'm so good. It's like, anarchists, a lot of times, Michael, they have, they're not brilliant, they're not geniuses, but what leads us to the school of thought of anarchism is thinking 10 and 12 steps ahead. Like, it's almost incessant with us. It's a freaking annoying preoccupation even, okay? And that's why we can reach certain conclusions and go, look, here's what's going on. This is the activities of these people. This is how fascism works. It's got this thing that's empowering it from the top down in Washington and Trump and this campaign. They're feeling like they're right, and they got mass media telling them they're right finally. And yeah, man, it's on all levels, man. It's on all levels. It's on the street, and and there's ways to combat it. There was the Trump rally in Minneapolis, St. Paul this last week, and a bunch of the alt-right people, same people that were in Berkeley, Proud Boys and Identity Europa, and these groups, they wanted to show up and infuse themselves and kind of push themselves into this pro-Trump rally. And then, of course, a bunch of Antifa people and anti-fascist.org or anti-fascism people found out about it, and members of the IWW from the GDC, the General Defense Committee, is who called for a anti-fascist rally against just the alt-right people, right? And so when they get there, the GDC guy goes up and he talks to the people from the Trump rally, which is separate from the alt-right people. And I want to make that distinction. And this was true in Berkeley too. There were people there that were just Trump supporters who are not racist or bigoted or homophobic or Islamophobic or any of that. Some of them
Thank you for clearing that up.
And a lot of them are a part of those different minority groups and stuff. So that exists in America, Trump supporters who are not bigots, okay? And that type of Trump supporters were putting on a rally and had a permitted thing for their activity and for their event. And so the GDC guy from the Industrial Workers of the World goes and talks to them and says, hey, I just want to ask, do you agree with what those guys over there are saying? Because and what he did is he went and showed them some of their previous, like, Proud Boys leaflets and Identity Europa propaganda and said, look, do you agree with all this racist, misogynist bullshit? And they went, absolutely not. And they said, well, these guys do, and they're trying to come and be a part of your rally. And he said, well, fuck that. And so the Trump supporter rally people took the Antifa bullhorn and told those alt-right peoples, we don't want you here. We denounce you. He said it like 3 times. We denounce you. We denounce you. We denounce you. We don't want racism and all this stuff. You're not a part of your thing. Go away. Go away. So, there's definitely ways that you can go about, it's so important to differentiate what these different factions of people are and not lump them all together and not accuse your average Trump supporter of being this fascist piece of shit. But you definitely need to recognize who is the fascist piece of shit, right?
Well, let me also say that since there are so many of these alt-right people that do support Trump, if you support Trump and you're not a racist, you should probably consider that.
Right.
Because even though you're not, standing behind them and supporting them is just as bad as being one of them.
That's right. It's you are defined by the company you keep. And I'll tell you this.
That, right? If you're supporting the same person that these racist fucking fascist assholes are supporting, maybe you should think about that. I mean, I'm still butthurt, to use an expression that you like to use, over losing a dear friend over this election. But she was clearly racist and clearly did not see how Cittadini could be racist. And when I called her out on it, she just flipped out, which I'm like, obviously, you're proving. I said, are you racist? Calling somebody a name because of their ethnicity is racist.
Right.
And this is, calling Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas is fucking full-on racist. Are you? If you're supporting him, I want to know, are you racist? And she, I'm like, well, then obviously you are. And if you're not, you're supporting him, and that proves to me that if you're standing behind somebody, it's just as bad as being them, as supporting them. So yeah, I'm still fucking caught. I'm still butthurt about it, But I like I said, if you're gonna support the guy who brags about grabbing pussies and says that he could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and not lose any support. And continually lies. Come on,
well, Michael, let me tell you a story.
But then again, let
me tell this story. This is important. Let me get this out, okay? So when I went back to Berkeley, so the 15th was the big, giant battle between all the Black Bloc and Antifa and all the Nazis and fascists, right? That got all over the mainstream news and all that. Well, a couple weeks later, there was another one where they all showed up back again, but none of the Antifa or Black Bloc people showed up. It was just all the same players, Lauren Southern and frickin' Baked Alaska and frickin' the Oath Keepers and Identity Europa and the Proud Boys and all the same fucking players. And so I went, and Baked Alaska comes out, and he's walking. I'm standing across the street with the anti-fascism people, and he comes out, and it was so disgusting, Michael. He walks out. If people don't know who Baked Alaska is, you're lucky. He's just some dude who thinks because he has a guitar and he can write a rhyme that he's like they think that he's like their Woody Guthrie or some bullshit, or his fucking. He's an idiot. So he walks out. Right. And so he carts out and comes out with this kid who's probably, late 19, 20, 22, something like that, black kid, right? And yells over us. He's like, I'm not racist. This is my buddy right here. Which I'm not even, just before I even move on and explain more, that alone is fucking gross, man. I'm sorry, dude. You cart out your fucking token and go, look, I'm not racist. You
have to.
I got me one. I got me a black boy.
That proves it right there.
Right.
That proves it right there.
Proves people, that you're racist.
People who aren't racist don't cart out their fucking tokens.
That's right.
Because you know why?
They don't have one.
Exactly.
They have friends.
I couldn't tell you who. I don't.
They have friends. We have friends, bro. So anyway, and then the kid goes, yeah, this is my friend. Obviously, he can't be racist. And we both support Trump, so obviously it's not racist. And I go, you know what though, dude? But all your fucking friends are. I said, what's up with all those Proud Boys with the black and yellow Fred Perrys, dude? I said, what's up with the fucking the KEK flag? All your fucking friends are racist, dude. So what's up with that? And I'll tell you what, straight up, Michael, Baked Alaska and his friends said dick nothing in response. And within 30, 40 seconds, they had kind of slowly wandered off. And I hope that that fucking kid went home and went, yeah, actually, all these other guys are Nazis, and this guy likes them. Maybe I'm in the wrong place. And that's the point, man. These alt-right people, they love the Latinos for Trump. Oh my God, they adore Latinos for Trump. God. Because, and you know, and you'll
Blacks
see
for Trump, women for Trump.
Right, because then that makes they can go. One of the things that the alt-right likes to say so much, bro, is we don't call ourselves white supremacists. So you are. You know, and that's why they liked it. So it's all a lie.
Rose by any other name.
Right. Just because you don't call yourself that, so what? You are. And I see through it. White
Skunk
nationalism is the same thing, man. You know, and then so if you're listening to this and you do still support Trump, that's fine. I totally disagree with you. But if you're not racist, be aware, man. Don't be suckered. Be careful with the way you throw your support around for Trump if you're a person of color, because the alt-right and the Nazis who hate you and want to see you eliminated from the country, if not the planet, love that you're supporting Trump. And that's just like what Mike was trying to say. Well, that's just like what Michael was trying to say earlier about you got to think about who the company you're keeping. Even if you're not hanging out with alt-right people, why do you support something they support? Why is that?
Do we still have our tinfoil
and why
hats
would
on?
you allow yourself? Oh, of course, always. I'm gonna mute my voice and let you tinfoil all day.
Well, I gotta believe that it goes even farther. It's not just the agenda of the Proud Boys and the white supremacists and the alt-right. It's the agenda of the fucking corporations. It's the agenda of the 1%. They want the racial wars. They want the infighting. They want us to kill each other off. They don't give a fuck about us.
Yeah, there's no tinfoil involved there, bro. That's just facts. And they don't necessarily want. They don't necessarily want
these
alt-right kill us all off. But
these alt-right people
like us divided.
Yes, because it's easier to conquer, divide and conquer. Right. These alt-right people are. And these Trump supporters believe that they've been brainwashed to believe that their agenda is the same as the big corporations' agenda. That big corporations are going to take care of them, and what their agenda is what the little man's agenda is, which is just not the way it is. And so I think this
and it's a lie, and that's a lie. And
I think this is propagated by the 1% and by the large corporations to keep us separated. And
absolutely
right.
And if you look at your history, bro, if you look at during the early rise of Mussolini and of Hitler, but you know Mussolini, there was the squadristi, if I'm saying that right, but like there were street thugs. They were roaming street thugs that were out doing basically the exact same thing that the alt-right is doing right now. And they weren't ever denounced by, you know, Mussolini, you know, and in Germany you had the SA, which was kind of out doing the same kind of shit, but they were being brutal and beating people. And again, Hitler or Mussolini or, you know, the version of Franco's version in his country, they weren't outright saying, yeah, these are our buddies. We got their support. We love what they're doing, but they also didn't denounce it. And then the key thing that's important to any alt-right douche, if you're listening to me, he killed off Hitler did it. Fucking Mussolini did it. They killed off the heads of those fucking street gangs once they really solidified their power. They fucking chopped the power off and they killed the people, the organizers. They killed off the fucking Richard Spencers, dude, and the Gavin McGinnises and the Milos. They fucking killed them because they had followings and had power ultimately, because in the years in helping fascism rise, they built loyalties and followings under themselves too. And ultimately fascism can't have that.
Right, so it's got to be a dictator. It's got to be
just the dictator.
Right.
So you alt-right dudes who think Trump loves you, when they get fucking Trump out and Pence gets in there and takes over and he solidifies power, he's going to start fucking like killing Gavin McGinnises and those kind of people. Mark my words, man. There's my call.
That's some tinfoil right there.
That's straight tinfoil. But get this, man. I told you guys like 6, 8 months ago, longer than that, almost a year ago, that what would happen if he won and what would happen if he didn't. He won, and what I said was true. And I base that on an understanding of the mentality of racists because I've been around him my whole life and I've seen them, Nazi skinheads and shit on the streets and at the punk rock shows. And I recognize that their clothes are very, very different. They look fucking ridiculous. And here's another thing I think, and I want to leave it on this, and then we can move on to letting Eddie Money know some good things today. But don't fall into the trap of going, look how silly they look. Look how stupid Pepe is. Oh my God, they're so silly. Okay, here's the thing. The Proud Boys, here's the process by which you become a Proud Boy. 1, you denounce masturbation. Okay. 2, you say that you make
that.
Right. And I'll guarantee you none of them are actually keeping the
right.
But 2, you have to declare yourself a proud misogynist and refuse to apologize for creating Western civilization. And then a bunch of them like get around you and punch you a bunch of times in the chest for as long as it takes you to rattle off the names of 6 breakfast cereals. So until you can say, Fruit Loops, Cheerios, blah, 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 6 cereals, they just pounded on you and punching you. So that's gang jumping in.
What the fuck is the breakfast cereal thing about?
It's just I think what it is, all of that stuff on the surface, it makes you do that, Michael. How silly and how stupid. These guys are fucking breakfast cereals and they won't masturbate. Oh, I can't take them seriously. But underneath all that is the same old brutality authoritarian tactics of indoctrination and mind control, beating them in, telling them that they can't masturbate. This is very scary, intense, age-old, time-tested mind control tactics, bro. And so when they look silly and they have their funny Pepe hats and they have their Trump flags and you want to laugh at them for how ridiculous they look, you need to put aside that inclination or that knee-jerk reaction to think it's silly, because this is very serious and they're very dangerous people. And they like that you think they're silly. There's all this mythology going around that they have building in these alt-right circles of Kekistan, and it's so silly on the surface when you listen to it. It's this weird narrative of all these different points in the last year or two in the rise of Trump and the rise of alt-right that they're associating as being these mythological moments. It's so weird, dude. I look up Kekistan online and trip the fuck out. And it looks so silly on the surface. But what that is the same thing as in the early rise of Nazi Germany. They built this weird hodgepodge of mythologies and occult things and esoteric ideology to build this weird religion that the SS was building. And it's very similar. So just be hesitant to laugh so much at it. I know it looks silly. I know it looks ridiculous. There is nothing fucking
funny about it.
But there isn't. Sorry. And they like that people think it looks silly and funny because they know that means that you're not taking them as seriously as you should.
Right.
And so I think I think that's my thing that I want to say to Eddie Money this week. So,
then is it time for my moment?
Sure.
Eddie. One thing. Let me see if I have it. There's no point in asking because you'll get no reply.
Damn.
Yeah, there's that. And then also
I love the Eagles. I love the Eagles.
Muskrat Love is my favorite Eagles song.
Be quiet.
And then the other thing is there is a killer punk rock show this Friday, the 19th in Chino, at the Legacy Room.
Bitchin'. You should go.
I'm going to. I'm going to go see the Beach Bums, and I'm going to see Hexed. And
hey, we have a Hexed video on our page.
We do.
That's some youngsters fucking just out there doing it, saying, fuck it, we want to be a band right now, god damn it.
Yes, they're from my son's school. The High Curbs, the Beach Bums, Kicked Off the Streets, Hexed, and Springtide Solace, guys. $5, the Legacy Room, Philadelphia Street, Chino. Check it out, May 19th.
Be there, be alt-right.
Punks for Progress will be there. Eddie, you should go.
Eddie, money. Seriously, dude. Get with the kids. You know what I'm saying? They're shaking. They're shaking, Eddie. You got 2 tickets to Chino.
Because I'm shaking. Yeah, we got you. Yeah. There'll be tickets waiting for you at the door, bro. 2 tickets. For you and your young lady.
And, dude, we're less than 2 weeks away from punk rock.
Oh, my God. I know.
Iggy Pop.
Oh
Iggy, dude. Iggy, Bad Religion. That's the 2 big things for
Iggy, Bad Religion. I'm looking forward to the Interrupters. I'm looking forward to the Dickies.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking forward to the Real Mackenzies. I think you'll like them.
Yeah.
They've got they're a little bit of that Irish,
Scottish.
Irish punk rock.
No.
Scottish.
No, you be careful. Don't you dare ever let Paul McKenzie hear you say. Don't ever let Paul hear you say Irish. They're fucking straight Scottish.
Scottish. Okay.
I've done shows with Real Mackenzies like 3 times, dude. They're Scottish to the bone.
And
to the bone.
Me First and the Gimme Gimmes.
Yes. You know what?
That's
I've never seen them. And I've sang karaoke with Spike, and I still haven't seen.
They played here at the in Santa Ana at the observatory last week. A couple of our friends went. Tracy and Jen went and checked them out, and they look like it looks like it's an incredible show. So
great.
They're playing, but yeah. Yeah, it's Coxbar and Fiddler. I've listened to Fiddler. I think you'll like them too. They've got a little bit of reggae influence in them. So
cool.
It's gonna be fun. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for more rock and roll.
Yeah, sounds good. I think that was a what the fuck report.
Hey, bro, I love you.
I love you too, man. Hey, to our listeners and to our 53 badass fucking subscribers,
thanks.
Let people know that they should also subscribe to us on the YouTube Punks for Progress and like and share shit from our Facebook page and on our tweeters, which is punks the number 4 progress.
That's right.
And I do love you, bro. Good show.
Yeah, I love you too, bro.
All right.
All right, guys. Peace out.
Out.